then I will set on his shoulders the key of the house of David. When he opens, no one will shut. When he shuts, no one will open. And I will drive him like a peg in a firm place, and he will become a throne of honor and glory to his father's house. So they will hang on him with all the honor and glory, the complete responsibility of his father's house, offspring and issue of the family, high and low, all the least of the articles, from the bowls to all the jars, in that day, declares the Lord of hosts. The peg, Alekim, that was driven into the firm place will give way. It will even break off and fall, and the burden hanging on it will be cut off, for the Lord has spoken. That's why it says, if you see visions of severed branches, it also means a harvest. That is a harvest time, and the Lord is harvesting something to be removed at that time. But also, He is also reaping a harvest of the fruit of which He has planted. And right here, He's given many the key of David to open the door, open October. The key is in your heart. With the Lord lied in your heart. If you go back to November word, when I told you that in my dream, Kia meant the key, and she got me out of there. Any perversion in your heart, any sin in your heart, hence this September word, September transparency, that your heart is the bronze altar where you are self-sacrificing the things, your own idol, your own will, and that's it. Your heart posture is the key, because we know that David was a man after God's heart. His heart posture was always right, even though he was not perfect and he will mess up. It says, then it will come to pass in that day that I will summon my servant. He said, I will drive him like a peg in a firm place, and he will become of a throne of honor. It says that it says Elikim will be subject to all the glory of his father's house, and there will be a day when he who had been so firmly established will be cut down and fall, because in the end Elikim will fall with the problems of the house of David being too much for him. The point seems to be that trusting in anything, defense, politicians, wealth, and anything other than God for protection and well-being is useless. This is also why God had to get your heart ready in this fallow ground season, because He is going to establish you. You're going to be an offshoot of the glory that Jesus did. You're going to be a glory carrier. He's going to lay all the responsibility. You have to be a faithful servant. But if you rely on anything but God, you can become a severed branch. That's why I said it's a twofold to that. To the harvest. He will cut you off. You was firmly in place, because even now we will see leaders who was once firmly in place being cut off, and you thought that they were so well established, but they started relying on other things. Right. So this is the offshoot, but I like that it says the posterity. So posterity, I want to read what that means, because we're receiving the key of David. The key of David is knowing how to always be after God's heart, the things that is on God's heart. When you say, break my heart with the things that break yours, God. Delight my heart with the things that delight yours, God. That prayer can go either way. The key is your heart needs to be after God's heart. Amen.